Yeah, of course, you can see them in game. I was saying about the drivers that are all trying to work their way into Sweden. You two as well can come. We've got 5 VIP tickets up for grabs. Do exclamation mark survey. Help us out on that side. Let us know what you think's going on, and maybe you could be joining us on the little trip to Sweden as well. You can see Lasse back here, his first ever semi-final in the mid-pack on this rolling start. What can he do? Maybe he can work his way through to his first ever final. That would be an amazing scene. But of course, we've got Dara McCormack on the pole position on this race down to the first corner, and he's got to fend off Luke Bennett, 2 of the youngest talents in sim racing that are showing themselves on complete top form, going side by side to the first corner. Contact with Jakub Brzezinski on the inside line. Plenty of bits going side by side now in the background, but at the moment it looks clean for our pole sitter, George.
It certainly does. Dara McCormack looking mean-spirited here at the very start of this race at Daytona. The first time we've hit pedal to the metal here in semi-final action here at this very circuit, as now we see the cars make their way through the middle part of this track. Elvis Rankin now bursting his way through, trying to find a way past Mitchell de Jong, obviously looking to lofty himself in the points. 2 of the drivers that are in the fold to try and get into the top 24. Thomas Tapler as well, going side by side with Marco Pajic, and Kevin Ellis Jr. in the mix as well, also looking in behind Marco Pajic, trying to dare himself down the inside of some of these cars. Marcel Cinchik, who needs to try and fight back, currently stagnant, down in 11th place, just ahead of Eamon Murphy.
Yeah, but you've got to remember, Marcel Cinchik, Eamon Murphy, Kevin Ellis Jr., they all had to start from the rear of the field. Only one of them has worked their way forward so far. Kevin Ellis Jr. getting bold and aggressive at the start of the race, just trying to work his way up the order. Now finds himself on the cusp of potentially progressing through into a final. Here's the slipstream down into the bus stop, into the Le Mans chicane, of course, recently in this partnership between the ACO and IMSA and such. This has been renamed from the bus stop to the Le Mans chicane, and I'm still going to call it the bus stop, I'm sorry. Dara McCormack, though, leading. Bennett Brzezinski could help his teammate out here with a little bit of a pass. They are not allowed to bump draft, I'll say that though.
Yeah, not allowed to bump draft, but nonetheless, he'll make use of the slipstream around the outside here from Jakub Brzezinski, but also getting the tow here will be Luke Bennett, who, whilst he was on the defensive, is now on the attack as they head through the first sector. Wheel to wheel again. McCormack trying to force off the BMW, and as he does so, they're going to remain wheel to wheel through the entirety of the first sector, at least for now. Luke Bennett forcefully trying to attack the Irishman, who goes defensive down the inside once again, trying to, well, keep him at bay here. Redline obviously see themselves with a great opportunity here, with Bennett trying to lofty his hopes straight into the path of P1 as they make their way in towards the next left-hander once again. Sector 2 proper will come soon, but McCormack forcing off the danger, and now Brzezinski coming back into the fight.
This is brave and aggressive from Luke Bennett straight away. You don't typically see too much side-by-side to the kink, into that dog leg, the left-hander in the middle of that first sector, and I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of that towards the end of the races and even in the final. But you know, lap 2 of a 9-lap race, you don't typically see it. Look at the inside line, the tighter line being taken from Dara McCormack at the moment. It's Williams, red line, and then everyone else. They're all fighting over the pieces behind. But look at the gaps. We're talking only 3-4 tenths between here, the largest gaps we've got on the grid. That's how this race is going to progress. Let's see if Bennett's going to go for it as we look backwards from Dara McCormack. He was not going through on that occasion. He was able to just sit in second place because I think he wants to move down into T1 rather than into the bus stop, George.
Yeah, the constant correction, as you just see on Luke Bennett's webcam, as he looks to make his way through the first sector and heading now in towards this in-swinging oval section, which will now see them make their way round again this very circuit. Daytona, of course, the host of many a great championship, including the likes of the the NASCAR championships, as well as the IMSA championships as well. Dara McCormack there. We take a look at our race leader. A little look there from Luke Bennett as we make our way around on lap 3 of 9 this time around. Heading through turns 1 and turns 2. They'll then make their way down through towards the Rodriguez International Horseshoe again. And you can then see as well the Apex Racing team cars right and bunched together. Of course, Kevin Ellis Jr. lofting himself higher than Lasse back, but back taking exception to it. And now looking to try and launch a charge in the BMW. Can't quite pull it off. But again, great tenacity on display on his first semi-final visit.
The only problem, though, for Kevin Ellis Jr. is the person who's got to fight next. Well, it's not a rando. It's not Lasse back. It's his teammate. It's Elvis Rankin, last race for the Apex Racing team. Potentially could have one more in him if he's brave and manages to work his way through into a final. But he might have to fend off his teammate in doing so. To be fair, though, from this, what I'm seeing at, At the moment, realistically, we could see 2 Williams, 2 Red Lines, and 2 Apex Racing Team cars moving their way through, because the way Kevin Ellis Jr. has cut his way through the field, and knowing the straight line speed of that Merc, maybe Mitchell de Jong's going to be on the back foot here, but we know how talented he is. Let's see the move.
Yeah, absolutely. We see the two Mercedes close together now. Let's see if Kevin Ellis Jr. does plumb for the overtake. Decides not to. Maybe helping Elvis out a little bit here, because obviously more Apex Racing Team cars into the top 24, the merrier. And Mitchell de Jong also under threat, because Elvis Rankin is right behind him here. So Elvis knows exactly what this could mean. And Kevin Ellis Jr. wouldn't hesitate or wouldn't think twice about making a move on Mitchell de Jong in his own right. But de Jong now haunting the back of Jeffrey Rietveld now. The gap coming in to within 1/10 of a second. He could yet give him or grant himself more safety here in the top 5 by moving himself up into 4th place. But Rietveld now sticking to the inside, trying to subjugate the danger. Lap 4 of 9 this time around. Rietveld doing well as McCormack and Bennett come together again through the first sector. This is something similar to what we saw earlier on. Brzezinski as well in the fight. Bennett this time trying to force it. Rietveld comes in too. So it's a question here of whether 2 red line cars could squeeze through 2 Williams cars. They go wheel to wheel through the first sector again, and it's still Redline and Williams buckled together still as they venture through now through turns 3 and 4, soon to be 5 and 6. Another horseshoe to come inside line for Luke Bennett. Brilliant move indeed from him, and now Polaks is his way into P1. But look at behind there, Jeffrey Rietveld with a stormer as he looks to breeze past Jakub Brzezinski. What a fight between 2 spirited teams here in ESL-R1.
Thing is, though, it would be very silly if they get involved in an instant right now. They know that holding on to the race lead or whatever just doesn't matter at the moment. It just really doesn't matter unless you're able to break away. You know, whether you're 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you're just trying to move your way up the line bit by bit. Bit of contact there for Brzezinski has actually opened the door for Rietveld to be passed by Mitchell de Jong and maybe even Elvis Rankin as well as they work their way towards the bus stop. Onto the brakes a bit early. I think Elvis Rankin lifted out. They did not want to risk it side by side. He's focused on trying to get himself into that top 6, which he currently holds on to. Kevin Ellis Jr. with the fastest lap of the race. This is going to be how this racing is going to happen all of the time through the race. Like we're always saying, sometimes if maybe we're not getting super excited at this point, unless they're good moves like what we saw from Luke Bennett. The reason being is because this is all a tactical game. It's a positional game. Did you see what Mitchell de Jong did a lap ago? And watch him do it now. He's driven off of the bus stop. He is plenty fast enough. He doesn't want to pass Jakub Brzezinski. Yes, it's going to allow Jeffrey Rietveld to maybe give it a go into T1, but he doesn't want to work his way forward right now. He is playing the longer game in this race. If he's 4th, 5th, 6th, doesn't really matter right now. It's about where you are on that 9th and final lap of the race as de Jong hangs on to 4th.
Yeah, certainly a close fight, and the twin-headed serpent, one being make the move, one being defend the move, is currently being at play here. Game of chess in amongst these characters here in the top 5. Mitchell de Jong currently sat in 4th now, past Jeffrey Rietveld, who's got Elvis Rankin for company too. Obviously knows that he needs to try and lofty his hopes higher and higher because they need more points. And Elvis wants more points as well to solidify a potential place in Sweden. Of course, he's one of the rank outsiders to achieve that. But mathematically, here tonight, could yet achieve it, though. With Mitchell de Jong in the points in the top 6, that does provide certainly a little bit of a headache as they make their way through the oval yet again. Still, Luke Bennett leads the way. The gap now strung out to 3.5 of a second, but it is coming back in now as the slipstream proves to be very valuable here for McCormack. Further down, Elvis Rankin getting right and close and personal in behind Jeffrey Rietveld, looking for that 5th place perhaps as they now make their way through towards the next chicane at Le Mans and heading down through towards the final 2 corners on this very lap. Lap 5 of 9 will soon become lap 6. Bennett in control.
Certainly so. He's got a 3/10 margin over Dara McCormack. Wonder if McCormack would be as, I would say desperate, but as wanting to get through at the moment. Or maybe he'll breathe out of the throttle, hang on to 2nd position. We're looking at the fight, though, for those all-important transfer spots. I think McCormack has certainly gone for it with a little bit of assistance from his teammates. They've now dropped back into 2nd and 3rd. We'll make that almost 1st and 2nd. Big out wide goes Jakub Brzezinski. Out wide as well goes Dara McCormack, trying to once again give the slipstream to his teammate. Plenty of side-by-side in the background as Marcel Chinchik's trying to get past Thomas Tattler for 9th. Look at the inside look coming in from Brzezinski. Risky move as there's 3 wide coming straight back over the nose of Rietveld. Was Rietveld rather on Ellis Jr. That was a bit dicey.
Very dicey indeed. They're still wheel-to-wheel still, and look at Mitchell de Jong in behind too. Might spy further opportunities in his own right. Elvis Rankin also looking for a big move as well. Looks around the outside here on Jeffrey Reardfeld now, and this looks very promising here for the young man if he can hold it together. Contact, and he's on the grass. Oh no! I tell you what, he just got squeezed now last minute. He ran out of track, ran out of road, onto the grass, and forfeited a series of places. That could be the end of his championship.
That might be, though, a penalty for Rietveld as well. He did squeeze him out wide, whether you can classify that as an overlap or not, but that could be bad for Rietveld. In a race that's so close to this, you know, sometimes we see drivers getting a 1 second penalty or a 3 second penalty or something like that, and it drops them back a couple of spots, but they still progress their way through. On this occasion, if you get a penalty, you will not be going through to the final. Everyone is so tight, they're so close, they're so much in a big pack, like what you would see it as a standard restrictor plate race here at Daytona. You know, it's just like the 500. If you get a penalty, you will not be moving through unless you get unbelievably lucky. So Rietveld might cop a whack for that, but again, we only saw it from one angle, we only saw it slightly, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Lassiter back now finds himself inside the top 6. Oh, wait a second, I think he might not be in a second.
Yeah, well, the mission now pivotal clear here for Apex Racing Team. Kevin Ellis Jr. trying to sell the dummy around the outside. Oh, he's looking to try and make the move here on Lassie. Back. Oh, the two cars have gone off. No, that's Chinchik and Rankin again. They've come together. Of course, this time around, Rankin coming together this time with Marcel Chinchik as opposed to Jeffrey Reardfeld. And in all of this, Kevin Ellis Jr., who is now fighting, or was fighting with Lassie back with Jeffrey Reardfeld, a massive moment that has surely finished the championship for Elvis Rankin.
Yeah, I think that will be the last to see him again, unless penalties, unless he gets lucky. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure he'll be trying as hard as he can to catch back up. The problem is, though, is that he's 2 seconds behind Slipstream. Normally, you're talking 1 to 1.5 seconds around here because of how fast you go. Generally, you can pick up a wisp from 1.5. 2 seconds back's too far. When you're in the pack, you actually go faster than when you go by yourself. Courtesy of Slipstream will switch positions and stuff. You generally go faster, which could mean that unless Elvis Rankin puts together some of the most incredible laps, he will not be catching the rear of this field. And we are talking about the fight between Lasseback, between Jeff Rietveld, between Kevin Ellis Jr. as to those who are going to go through into the final this evening.
Yeah. Inside line now, another look here from Kevin Ellis Jr. on Lasseback, who, whilst making his first semi-final appearance, he could yet be making his first final appearance here tonight as well. Furia could do with it too. Of course, haven't necessarily experienced the greatest results in recent times. Of course, the last time they actually achieved a podium was back at Monza in the semi-final stages with Keke Oliveira. It'd be great for them if they could get Lasseback up into that end of the scale as well. Obviously, it'd be nice for them to reach a final visit, as now he has a look around the outside, this time on Jeffrey Reardfeld, who has come under constant pressure from the sister BMW as they now make their way through turns one. Yet again, another battle up at the front end too, with Williams, Dara McCormack and Luke Bennett now sandwiched between them, and Mitchell de Jong waiting in the wings as Brzezinski and Bennett now go on a charge, heading through the first horseshoe.
Yeah, now that groupings got sort of split apart behind them, they've almost got a bit of carte blanche to go for this fight. It looks like it might well be a Williams 1-2 if they play their cards right in all of this. As Mitchell de Jong almost gets squeezed out there by Jakub Brzezinski. De Jong needs all the points he can get. Of course, he's 24th in the standings at the moment. I mean, Brzezinski's not that far ahead of the cut-off line. You know, if they're scoring decent points in here, that will make all the difference. Let's take a look at what happened. Marcel Chinchik straight down the inside. That's a silly move for our spring season champion, got to be said.
Yeah, I think definitely a bit overzealous heading down the inside through the first few corners, and I think he will be punished for it without any shadow of a doubt. Of course, we've got Adrian on the job of race director here at ESL R1, and has been so for quite some time, and I would have thought he would have frowned a little bit at that one, as now we see the two leaders, the Williams cars currently in tow, 1 and 2, with Mitchell de Jong now up into third after that very opportunistic move against Luke Bennett, who is now reduced to 4th place. They make their way through the slalom section, coming through the Le Mans chicane, and on the outset of turn 11 now, Kevin Ellis Jr. running a little wider, so we can now see them looking to race around this oval section. He's crawling all over the back of Lasseback as well. Elvis Rankin losing time as well, 3 seconds the gap.
Lasse Back just received a penalty as well. That red check next to his name, that'll be for track limit excursions. That's not a slowdown in the race. That will be a time penalty. Could open the door for Elvis Rankin to potentially make his way through here. Who knows? Kevin Ellis Jr. will work his way through into sixth. As you say, that's because, I don't mind, I was thinking of another thing. Elvis Rankin probably won't make his way through. It depends on the penalty for Rietveld if he gets one. But that penalty for Lasse Back is probably going to drop him back anyway. This is looking like a tight fight once again. Race victory, Dara McCormack, Brzezinski, De Jong and Bennett in the fight.
Yeah, two Williamses currently up at the front end, and we are on the final lap of the race, so this is a very key fight here at this point. Obviously, if these drivers want to try and battle it out for a race win, Mitchell de Jong would absolutely love that for his accolades this season. He hasn't had it easy, and obviously this time around looking to perhaps attribute himself with a fantastic result. If he does claim a podium here today, it'll be the first time he's achieved one this season, which is absolutely baffling for a driver of his caliber in sim racing, still to yet achieve a podium here in ESL R1 winter season. Absolutely sensational. Making his way around the curved oval now. It's still McCormack out in front. Brzezinski holding firm in second place. A perfect race so far for the Williams team.
Yeah, I said they were the team to beat. You know, they finished first and second with all four of their drivers yesterday, including a new driver that we'll talk about in the next race, Don Blyer, who'll be making his debut in the semi-final, which is just an incredible performance. They look like the team to beat, and right now it is their lead man taking them off of the bus stop. It is Dara McCormack leading 0.4 of a second, but watch the slipstream. Here we go. Who is going to finish in second place? Who's going to finish in third? Who's going to win? Because Brzezinski might have to back out of the throttle here a bit to not overtake his teammate. Maybe he's just going to go for it. Who knows? McCormack's coming up towards the line for semi-final, race number 1. There's the slipstream taking full effect. It's a drag race to it. It's going to be so close between the pair of them. It is Brzezinski at the line by 0.7 of a second, then De Jong and Bennett. It is so close between the top 4. We're preparing for it to be McCormack, but I think it was Brzezinski over the line. Either way, it's a Williams esports driver, and they have been absolutely incredible so far this round. There's a look at Brzezinski again. Round of applause for them. What an incredible performance, George. They played the cards right in that race and got themselves a 1-2.